Your secrets, if you really look at yourself, you would be speechless. What happened to being doctors and teachers? What happened to being your brother's keeper? Nowadays kids more worried about the
What's up guys, JNO here, and today we're looking back at Fantasy Premier League, and I am basically going to talk to you guys about pre-season and how to use it best so you know what players to pick, what players not to pick, and the best way to utilise the pre-season games that we all have access to. So the very first rule I want to say is pre-season form can be irrelevant. Now, we can have some players doing amazing in pre-season, 6-7 games of pre-season, they're scoring goals, they're getting assists, and everything looks dandy. But if we look back at last year's pre-season, we have two players that spring to mind off the top of my head that had amazing pre-seasons but then didn't deliver during the season or the entirety of the season. You have Ashley Young and you also have Steven Jovetic. They both had good pre-seasons before the 2014-2015 season. But when it came down to it, Jovetic didn't even get into the side. I picked Jovetic the very first game week and I soon moved him on. But the thing is, I wasted points by having Jovetic in the team. Now, he started off really well. Aguero was injured. But if I'd looked back at the season before and then the season he played in 2014-2015, the history wasn't there of him scoring points. The underlying stats weren't there. But I got fooled by the pre-season. Ashley Young did have a pretty decent end to the season, but again, he didn't have a great start to the season. He didn't have a prolonged period of great gameplay during the 2014-2015 season, but he did really well in pre-season, and I got fooled into picking him because of that. So, what I would use pre-season for is basically figuring out what the lineups are for the teams that you're looking to pick players from. So, near the end of pre-season, managers will start putting out their first 11s. Community Shield is a great chance to see Arsenal and Chelsea's lineups. So I'll be watching that game to see who they field as their first 11, and that way you won't pick any players that don't get put into the first team. And this is vitally important for picking those 4.5 million players. So, for instance, I'm looking at Sermon from Bournemouth. I'm looking at cheaper players like, say, Charlie Adams. Is he going to stay in the first team? If he is, his history suggests he might score me some decent points for a low value. But I do not use pre-season to judge how well a player will do in competitive football. Friendlies and competitive football are two completely different things. If we look at Liverpool and how well they did in pre-season before the season just gone, they did really well in pre-season. Then they kind of had up and down spells during the season, and the players weren't as strong as they looked in pre-season. So make sure you use the pre-season lineups to figure out what cheap players are going to play first team football and any other team dilemmas that you have like that. For instance, have a look, see who Wenger puts as right back and left back. See if Azpilicueta is still a first choice Chelsea left back. Those type of things, keep an eye on in pre-season. And if you're going to pick that player and he's getting first team football, then life is good. Anyway guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.